Alright, back out here again, checking up on our prairie grass planting from this spring. It's June 17th. We got this bedding in a bag from Real World Seeds. When we planted it, we sprayed it with Plateau herbicide and Roundup. It's doing a pretty good job of keeping down the weeds so far this spring, and we've had a ton of rain. So I'm pretty happy with the way this is starting to look already. Should be a pretty good stand by later on this fall. Be some great bedding for those big bucks. Alright, well, we climbed up into our redneck blind for the first time today. Got it all leveled off, got it all secured down to the ground. This thing's awesome. I mean, I'm 6'5", my arms don't even touch the sides. I've got plenty of room to draw back my bow, can stand up and stretch, my head doesn't even hit the ceiling, so that's great. And the best part is when it's nice and cold this winter, I'm gonna be nice and warm in here. So pretty excited, just gonna get a camera hung up behind me and kind of overlooking this whole plot, and we're ready to hunt. Even though one of our goals every year is to kill nice bucks and see a lot of nice deer, it's always good to build all this habitat for future generations. Everything we're doing here is just bringing up the carry capacity of this farm and just making tons of habitat all the time for not only deer, but other animals. Up to this point, this has been one of the best and worst seasons I'd ever had. I had a lot of nice mature bucks moving in daylight on their feet with both camera and encounters. Unfortunately for me, a lot of my neighbors were having great success and some great bucks have been tagged right in my area. On November 7th, I had an encounter with a buck that I call Sweeps, but he moved through a little bit too fast before we could get the camera on him, and he just wasn't quite comfortable, a little bit out of bow range. Finally, everything came together though on November 9th, when Kane and I headed to the redneck blind for a morning sit.
Okay, well, it's November 9th, and we're sitting inside the redneck blind overlooking what should be a major travel corridor here, a field that we put into some prairie grass this year. Got an acre of cut corn in front of us here, some beans behind us, and kind of some clover and chicory plot we're sitting right over top of. And we can see a real long ways up to the north here, and before it was really too light to see, we've seen a buck go by a couple times up here to our north, and just running back and forth the same line, so thinking probably a hot doe went through there at some point in time. And the reason we're set up here today, we're using a decoy. He's right out the back of the blind here, and it was kind of actually exactly what we want, is for a deer like that to come cruising through and look down this line and hopefully see him and come check it out, or maybe even a doe comes through and leads a buck over here to him. So we'll see. We're in a high visibility spot, so hoping to see something good this morning. We're just sitting here in the blind, and we had a deer. He's out there quite a ways, probably 150, 200 yards, and just come out of the shrub line and embedded down. We can see it's a buck. Can't tell really how good it is. Not a huge deer, but maybe a 3-year-old. So he's just literally bedded down right in the middle of the clover strip up here, and sitting there, probably checking for does, waiting to see if something comes cruising through here. So definitely a good sign. Kind of tells us that the deer using this area and moving through here. We'll try and film him a little bit. our way and we'll get a little bit better look at him here in a bit.
Nice buck. Stop him. Stop him. Draw. Stop him.
Brett?
Hold on, don't shoot. I'm on him.
Should I take him?
Yeah. Got him. Watch out.
I don't know how that just
That
happened.
just happened quick.
That was super fast. Good work. So we're just sitting here and we're looking at, we just had a real nice 2-year-old, the doe's still over there by the way, but just had a real nice 2-year-old come through and we're actually looking at it on the camera, Kane and I, talking about how he's gonna be a nice deer and looking at the camera back through and I keep looking behind us. We got this decoy right here set up. I'm thinking, I just literally got done telling him, man, it just seems like a deer should cut through behind us or something. And he taps me and turns around and here's a doe 35 yards out the window, perfect, coming across. And just the way she's acting, we knew she was hot. She had a buck behind her. So she comes through, sees the decoy, kind of locks up a little bit, looks at the decoy, and sure enough, here's the buck right behind her, right on her tail. So he comes out and just stopped him right in the window here, about 30 yards out the blind, right out the blind. So the shot felt good. I couldn't really follow it, kind of looking into the sun, so I don't know exactly where it's at, but we'll review the footage and see it, make a decision, but hopefully it's a good shot. So I'm excited, I'm pumped. I know which deer that is, so that's a good deer. So pretty pumped. Good 4-year-old for sure, at least.
That's tight. Look at that steam coming out.
Twink. Yep, there's the arrow, right?
Smoked.
Yep. Just reviewed the footage and it's definitely a good shot. You know, quartering to just a little bit, but put it right where we wanted to put it. So we'll definitely give him a long time. You know, probably not gonna be a whole lot of blood without an exit wound. So we'll just let him lay up. We've got all day. I already called my boss and told him probably don't expect me at work for a little bit. So yeah, pumped. Looked like a good shot after looking at the footage. So good to go.
Okay, we shot him out of the redneck blind right here. He was standing in this clover patch right here on the edge. And we last saw him running across this bedding in a bag prairie grass from Real World. And we're hoping we find him dead down here in the bottom by this TSI work we did last spring in the thick stuff. We're gonna give him a little bit more time and then head in there and try and find him, see what happens.
Oh yeah.
Got some severe penetration there. Got my arrow. So I know this is what it is.
So.
My bad.
Yeah, it looks like he went straight down here. If I had to guess, to the bottom maybe.
just got to the buck and got him propped up here and everything, and I'm just super pumped. It's been an interesting year so far. I mean, first year with Team Radical, and just been filming, and first year really filming completely legit all the time. And, so you know, there's been some struggles so far, to say the least, but it's definitely been it's definitely a reward when it all comes together. It was perfect today, and I even missed an ice buck a week ago Monday, and I think I've had probably 4 shooters already this year within 40 yards or less. But anybody that films can tell you that's the joy of filming. It doesn't always go exactly perfectly, and if you don't have it on film, you don't have anything. So it's awesome when it comes together. Had Kane behind the camera today, and everything was perfect, and we got it done. So super excited.
With the numerous food plot seed products available, how do you know which one to plant? Is there really much difference from one to another? Real World Wildlife Seed is striving to set themselves apart from all the other food plot seed companies by having the very best seed blends possible. Real World never uses cheap filler seed or other tricks used by some seed companies. Real World Wildlife Seed wants to educate food plotters and is offering this food plot DVD for just $1. To learn more, go to realworldwildlifeseed.com. See for yourself, there really is a difference. Dare to compare.